Let the Epstein class fight the Epstein war. Earlier today, I wrote a letter to the Prime Minister telling him to take action to stop the war in Iran. It is causing a lot of suffering overseas. It is causing a lot of economic pain to working people here in Canada.
The address begins not with foreign policy, but with the kitchen table. Think about that for a second. Instead of distant wars and abstract strategy, we're talking about everyday people. Real lives. By linking a war in Iran directly to the economic pain of working people in Canada and every part of the world, especially Africa, that's not accidental. That's a calculated geopolitical move. It's classic realism. The idea that a nation's first responsibility, above everything else, is its own citizens. And in this moment, we're seeing something shift. This argument reframes global conflict, not as something far away, but as something that quietly enters your home. Your bills, your fuel prices, your cost of living. Inflation rises, energy costs spike, and suddenly, a war you never asked for starts shaping your daily survival. So now the real question becomes, what is the cost of intervention? Is this sacrifice actually necessary for global security? Or is it just another burden placed on people who gain the least from it? Because what we're witnessing here is a shift, a serious one. Regional leaders are no longer just echoing federal foreign policy. They're challenging it, reframing it, prioritizing local stability over distant alliances. And that changes everything.
And not a single Canadian should ever be put in harm's way to try and defend Donald Trump's Iranian war.
This is where the conversation gets uncomfortable. Because now we're not just talking about war, we're talking about inheritance, inherited conflict. The idea that this war isn't really yours. It's something passed down from one leader to another, like a political hand-me-down nobody asked for. By framing it this way, the speaker is doing something very deliberate. They're questioning the legitimacy of the entire engagement, not loudly, but strategically. Because if a war is inherited, then whose interests is it really serving? Canada's? Or someone else's outdated agenda? And this is where the tension starts to show. The cracks. Inside alliances we've trusted for decades. The Five Eyes, NATO. These aren't just partnerships, they're expectations. But when a middle power like Canada is asked to step in, to support the initiatives of a superpower, where exactly is the line? Where does loyalty end and common sense begin? Because those two don't always align. And the viewer is left with something deeper to think about. Not just this war, but the system behind it. Military alliances in the 21st century. What are they now? Are they still built on shared values, mutual defense, or have they quietly become something else? Tools for larger powers to outsource the human cost, the political risk, the consequences of decisions they don't want to carry alone. And if that's true, then everything we think we know about allies might need to be redefined.
And I'll go a step further, and I'll say no American either. No American child from the blue collar or the middle class should have to die in Iran.
And then something unexpected happens. The message crosses the border. Not through diplomacy, not through official channels, but directly to the people. This is a rare moment. Cross-border class solidarity, where the speaker isn't talking to governments anymore, but to families, to workers, to ordinary lives. By speaking directly to the American public, they're bypassing the system entirely. No filters, no middlemen, just a shared human reality. In that shift, it's powerful. Because it reveals something bigger. The divide is changing. It's no longer just Nation A versus Nation B. It's something deeper now. Something global. The ruling class versus the working class. Across borders. Across flags. across identities. And suddenly, the lines we thought mattered start to blur. Because the soldiers fighting these wars might actually have more in common with each other than with the leaders who sent them there. Same struggles, same fears, same families waiting at home. And that leads to a question that's hard to ignore. In a world where information is instant, where people can see the truth in real time, what really drives loyalty anymore? Is it still nationalism, flags, borders, anthems? Or is class interest becoming stronger, more real, more personal? Because the speaker is making a bet here, a very calculated one, that a mother in the American Midwest feels the same fear as a mother in the Canadian prairies, that a father watching the news at night feels that same quiet anxiety, no matter the country. And if that connection is real, then the narrative changes from division to shared vulnerability. And once people start seeing that, it becomes very hard to unsee.
Let the Epstein class fight the Epstein war.
This is the most explosive line in the entire address. Epstein class, loaded, deliberate, and impossible to ignore. It's not just a phrase, it's a signal, a shortcut to an idea people already understand. An untouchable elite, disconnected, unaccountable, above consequences. And here's what it does. It splits the system in two: the planners of war and the people who fight it. Separate worlds, same outcome, but very different risks. Now the question gets uncomfortable. If war is necessary, who should pay the price? The ones making the decisions, or the ones sent to carry them out? Because right now, those aren't the same people, not even close. And that's where this hits hard. It's not taking sides. It doesn't need to. It just exposes something people already feel: a lack of accountability. A system where power decides but doesn't bleed, where policies are written far away from consequences. And that tension, it resonates deep. Because when decision makers are protected from the damage they create, economic, physical, human, it stops feeling like strategy and starts feeling like injustice. And once people see that, they don't forget it. This is how it ends. Not with alignment, but with a call for sovereignty. Independent action. Canada, choosing its own path, moral, strategic, uncontrolled. No longer automatic loyalty, no default position. This is the new reality. A new geopolitical pulse. Regional leaders speaking louder, acting bolder, challenging the script. And now the real question. What is neutrality? Weakness or the ultimate strength? The power to stand alone, to decide without pressure, without influence. Because the stakes have changed. War is no longer distant. It's domestic, it's personal, it's economic. And that shift changes everything. So now, look at the map again. Not as borders, not as alliances, but as consequences. Ask yourself, who is this war for? And more importantly, who is paying for it? Because that answer defines everything. This conversation, it's just getting started. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Should nations protect their own economies first, or commit to global military alliances? And that phrase, Epstein class, does it describe reality or go too far? Drop your thoughts below. Keep it sharp, keep it respectful, keep it real. If you value deep analysis like this, subscribe to Geopolitical Pulse, like the video, support independent thinking, follow for daily insights, Africa and the world. And ring the bell. Stay ahead, stay informed, stay on the pulse,